Hey everybody, it's Ezekiel, just giving you an update or a report on week 3, and I'm going to give you a little bit of information, some of the technological advances that I discovered and some of the things that have helped along the way, most of which are free. I will give you a few websites to check out, just a connection to what I've been doing, the online community that I'm connected to, and some of the devices that I've used that have helped me along the way. So just a brief check-in about week 3. I was in New York City for a trip this time, and it gave me a little bit of time in between Brooklyn and Manhattan from the conference and the hotel. Some of the days I got in well over my mark with the amount of miles that I was supposed to run or walk, and there were some days where I did not. It was bitter cold, and no real excuses other than that, because there was even a night where I didn't work out, and it helped me because it helped me see that I haven't written out a full schedule that I can look at. I had it in my head, and I needed a little bit more in terms of organization. So it went well. Had a good time. Met a lot of my health goals when it came to the things that I was eating. Drank enough water. I stayed hydrated, and I had a good time. So I'm going to show you, and this camera that I have autofocuses, so there might be some zooming in and zooming out. Try not to get too dizzy on me. So I have something called a Fitbit. For those of you who are not familiar with that, a Fitbit, and it sounds kind of weird. Sometimes I can't even pronounce it without sounding a little strange. The Fitbit is a pedometer. It measures how much calories you've burned, how many miles you have done in terms of your steps that you've accumulated, and there's this little icon that grows on it, and it's a blue LED, and it's supposed to reach the top when you've reached your goal. There's also a neat function to it that you put it on a band as you sleep, and it says the time that you went to sleep, the time that you woke up, and how many times that you woke up during the night. That's in order to track how effective you've been sleeping, to see if you've been well rested. It connects to a website. That website is able to transmit all the information. I'm going to show you it now. So wait, as soon as I find it. Okay, so here it is. It's not really that big, and it clips onto your pants. A lot of the women who use it clips onto, they call it a bra front and center. There's a thicker clip that comes with it that you can use for thicker materials like a belt, anything thicker. And it's cool because it has these functions on it. So I don't know if you can see it, but here, that's how many steps you've taken, how many miles you've traveled, how many calories that you've burned. And this little icon is supposed to grow to the top. And that shows right now that I'm only at about 40% of what I needed to do today. And I kind of told on myself a little bit, so that's okay. There's a base that sits right next to your computer, and if you're within 15 feet of that, it wirely transmits all of your information for that day to the base, which is something that I found was neat. What's more important, this is connected to a community, and you upload the information, and you're able to meet people from across the US who own it and who are doing the same thing. So it's something that I've found that has been really neat. There's a Facebook site, there's a Facebook group. It's closed, so it's by invite only, and you meet people and they help you with your daily goals. You talk about challenges that you have, you get some neat tips that you can do, and it's something that's helped me along with this show, with the challenge, just meeting people from across the US, and there's a lot of support that comes with it. So initially you do pay for the device, but the online support is free if you choose it. The connections are free, and many functions from the site are free. You can do food tracking, how many glasses of water that you've had in order to check hydration, and it's something that's helped me out. So that's what I use every day. And it's small. There were some moments where I thought that I lost it and I freaked out a little bit, but I found some ways to take care of that. And now on to my iPod. My iPod has been a huge help because there are apps that come on it that are free. One of the apps that I have is called Lose It, and give me 1 second. Okay, I didn't want that to take as long as it did, so please, I hope I haven't lost you. Right here, if I can show you the screen, Lose It is right here. So you press that. And when you click on it, it shows the date. And you have the opportunity with it. I told you there's a couple of functions on here. It auto focuses and it can get a little wonky on me. But you are able to put in the food that you ate, the calories that you're allowed, how many activities that you've done. And it's nice because if you enter foods and you've been out at the restaurant, it gives you options of some restaurants, and the list is pretty I found that the list is pretty easy. So you go in there, you enter your information, and after you do that, you're able to put in all the stuff that you've done, all the stuff that you've eaten, and that's free, and that's an app for an iPod or an iPhone. I believe that's something that you can find on other Android phones in the Android market. There are websites that are free as well, and the one that I use mainly is the 50 million pound challenge. You can go on there for free. It's run by Dr. Ian Smith. Initially for people of color. You might know him. He's from Celebrity Fit Club, and he's one of the doctors on Celebrity Fit Club. So when you check that out, you're able to go in, just log in, do your registration information, and you can join online support groups. And that's something that's free as well. There is a website called Peer Trainer, and all of this information is going to be provided in the video. So I'm not going to put any annotations or any pop-up windows that distract me, and don't really know that I know how to do that right now. So if I find out later, I will let you know. All of that stuff is free, and you end up getting a lot of support from it. When it comes to nutrition advice, I won't bore you to death. I will provide you with the information that I've had, some of the links that I've had, and then really link you to people who know what they're doing, because I'm learning with you, and as many tips as I have, I'll bring that to you. So there's another app on my iPod that talks about water consumption too. I personally was and still am a soda junkie, and the carbonation, all that stuff that went along with it, I kind of got addicted to it. So drinking water, as much as I wasn't a fan of it, is something that I do more often. And I know that diet soda chemically and in terms of what it does for your insulin, the insulin spikes, I know that that's not good either, but I've been limiting that as well. And I've lost 10 pounds so far. So 10 pounds since I started on the 1st, and I'm going to keep going. I feel so much better. I'm going to keep this video brief. Those are the two things that I've been using. The Fitbit. So here's my little buddy right here. It's really small and portable. It can be easy to lose if you're like me and lose things easily. And my iPod and the apps that come on that, you can search that in the App Store for free. So one application is called Lose It, and there's another one through Brita that's free as well, where you just talk about how much water you've consumed. Dr. Ian's 50 million pound challenge, if you Google that. You can also Google Peer Trainer. Peer Trainer is free as well. So you can check out these communities. There are other ones that are a little bit more pricey, like The Biggest Loser. You can sign up for their community. Just Google these things, and the good thing is it is by people who are just regular, everyday, not fitness experts who are signing up, and then they connect to people who have been doing it longer, and you can build a mentor relationship. I'm really excited about this. I'm learning more about how to tape this show and what I need to do in order to keep it moving, but I just made a promise that I was going to do this every week. So I thank you all for joining me, and the next time you see me, I'm going to do a product review, because there's something that I've been looking over for the past month, and I'll be able to do a full review of it because I'll have more permission to do it. Until then, I hope that you all are well. Thank you for joining me. Stay active, stay engaged, stay encouraged, and feel free to message me if you have any questions. I'm learning along with you, so I hope that you're all well, and have a good one. All right.